Well, hello there.
Hello.
Please forgive me as I'm finishing up fighting whatever this cold is that I got from all this travel and the dirty people that don't cover their mouths when they cough. I'm not a big like mask dude or any of that other stuff, but cover your fucking mouth. Disgusting. So the election went pretty well, huh?
You are just waking up right now. NBC News now officially projecting that Donald Trump has won the presidency. Dow futures are up literally right now more than 1,000 points on the back of that news. You're looking at a lot of green.
You see how mobilizing and the popular vote and all that stuff changed the narrative? And all those not voting naysayers in my comments, who are still welcome. They're always welcome. But how you were wrong. I don't like rubbing things in people's faces that often, but this is a very good example of what happens when everybody gets together on the same objective and pushes forward.
Conan, what is best in life? To crush your enemies, see them driven before you, and to hear the lamentation of their women. That is good.
Don't just ride the high of the election result and getting sucked into watching hours and hours of people melting down over the election results. We have to remember they're Americans too, and a lot of people were misled on a lot of stuff, and we have to figure out how to stop that. They are doing zero introspection whatsoever. They are not self-reflecting at all, and they're going to double down, and it's going to get worse. And the way to force them to continue to get worse is to constantly make fun of them instead of trying to slowly bring them back. Think about it as a super angry feral kitty, and you have to spend time feeding the kitty and petting the kitty and having resets and anger and all this other stuff. But eventually the end goal is to bring them back into the fold, because more people going the same direction is better than ostracizing a portion of your society. Some people are past help, but not everybody. And you'll see that more as we go forward. Most people are just trying to figure out their place in this world, and some people have been lured off the path with nonsense and lies and falsehoods and all this stuff. Instead of poking fun and all that other stuff, I would suggest olive branches. You're not going to be successful right out the gate, and the holidays is probably not the time, but humility is always good. So just keep that in mind. When you're on the precipice of about to drop the hammer and gloat and all this other stuff, maybe take a different path and you might get a different response. Because a lot of this is built off of preconceived notions that are false and falsehoods. And then they accuse us of doing all the falsehoods when, you know, it takes 5 minutes to disprove a lot of this stuff. And sometimes 6 months later, 12 months later, the truth comes out, and then you try to show them, but they've already been inculcated with this fucking nonsense for 12 months or however long. So it's impossible to undo. But just keep that in mind. It's fun. Everybody likes winning, but you know, maybe dial it back a little bit. And do not forget, we have midterms in 2026 right around the corner, and there's a lot of establishment types that have tried to start World War III that need to get voted out, need to get primaried out. We need to do this again in 2 years. So everybody strap in. The work is not done yet. And you can do it. You can do it. Don't sit here and tell me voting doesn't matter and all this other horse shit. All right, off my soapbox. Well, time to plant my feet firmly back on the soapbox. This is gonna get interesting and weird probably. So I watched a Coke Man video. I've been remarkably detached. I have so little free time that I focus on working, going to the gym, eating, and sleeping. That's my life. I haven't been to the range in a little bit, and I had a little bit of time. I got home a little earlier, and I treated myself to a rare upload from Coke Man. And it was a very impassioned rant about the gun community. And I think he actually was not drinking. I think he was just drinking an energy drink for once. which is good. And he was very pointed on a lot of things, and people don't give him credit a lot, but he's right. A couple things I want to build off from his video. I'm going to put it in the description, go watch it, it's entertaining. And it's very true. But the new gun community drama is off of a focus trip video from a live stream. That'll also be, it'll be the second link, whatever. And don't watch it. Everyone's saying, oh, just watch the live stream. It is a waste of time. I watched the portion that Coke Man linked, and I immediately shut it off after about 5 minutes. It is brain rot. And even if you like everybody involved, even if you think there will be something in there that's salvageable, it is a waste of fucking time. I'm linking it for the pure fact that you can find it if you absolutely need to confirm anything. Don't watch it, it's dog shit. Unless, to my first point, we're not a community. And if you need proof that we're not a community, then watch the video and waste your life watching it. This is not a gun community. YouTube is not a fucking community. Never has been, never will be. We had a golden age of YouTube where it used to just be guys doing a hobby and showing things and teaching people. We have left that 10 years ago. Probably more than 10 years, but well departed from that. This is a commercial. We give you the content, you shut up and consume. That's what this is. It's who can buy the content from the influencers, and the influencers give it to you. The trainers aren't putting out information that frequently or that in depth, understandably so, because the trainers have a class that they want you to attend and pay for. So they're not going to give you all this information for free. And everybody's trying to be the next influencer. And influencers don't matter. They never did.
Who?
A lot
cares?
of people. Why do you think it's productive to be a dick to teenagers on the internet? Literally, you're the reason that people might have mental health crises.
Wait, really?
You're bullying children. You are bullying children.
Who?
You are an adult
Cares?
man.
This is we're not a community. Influencers don't matter. All they are is the new gun magazine or the new TV show from the late 90s, early 2000s. I'm not even going to give him Bob Vila credit because at least he taught people shit. This is Horsepower TV. Well, Horsepower TV taught people how to do stuff. I don't even know what to compare it to. It's commercialized garbage. Just like the magazines have become. The gun magazines, they don't meet a bad gun. Every gun's amazing. It's the same shit on YouTube. They buy these influencers out and their objectivity slowly fades. And Brass Facts, to his credit, I did a video on this, but I deleted it. Brass Facts, to his credit, broke down what he made and then tried to say that he's objective. He probably tries to be. I'm going to give him credit. Kid probably tries to be. His best efforts are probably put into being objective. Same thing with Hop and all these other guys. I get it. I do. But when you're sitting there complaining, I've done this for free. I don't want anybody to kiss my ass. No one say thank you. I'm not cool for this. I'm a piece of shit just like everybody else that does this too. I'm a narcissistic asshole just like everybody else on fucking YouTube.
Look, here's the thing.
Fine. Listen,
I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm kind of retarded.
I found it funny that he was complaining that he makes what an active duty E6 at 14 or 16 years makes. Because I was there doing the same shit he's doing, granted much less because no one has given me anything. I had to pay for it all out of pocket. And then they're saying, well, you know, I got to drive and do all this stuff. And those are legit expenses. But at the same time, you're making a whole salary to do this, you know? And that's what it comes down to. That's why these people don't matter. You watch their content to see if they like something because you like the way they talk, you like the way they evaluate, it lines up with your personality, whatever, there's nothing wrong with that. The problem is when you take this shit out of your little screen or your TV or your laptop and you apply it to your life, because it doesn't fucking matter. None of this shit matters. Getting out and voting, going to the gym, working out, eating right, saving money, bettering yourself, that matters. This shit is entertainment. And the second you put more value in it than entertainment, or just purchase validation, or more than show and tell, or anything like that, sure, I do it, a bunch of other people do it, where we have gear for a while, we use it in a lot of different things. It's extra data points. That is it. That is it. So a lot of people are upset, and I'm not even really going to get into it, but a lot of people are mad at Garandthumb, and the only part of this community that's ever a community is when you show up to talk shit and make memes. That is the only time that this quote-unquote gun community functions as a community, period. It's never, hey, North Carolina got fucked up, we need to all mobilize and go help them. Nope. It's never that. It's always, oh, somebody who's popular did a bad thing. And I know a lot of people are going to bring up the time I talked about T-Rex arms, and I said in the video, and he and I buried this shit, I'm leaving it. I'm not digging it back up. The difference between what I did and what the community does is, yeah, I pointed out a lot of stuff I had fucking beef with. At the end, though, I wanted him to change and get better. And for the most part, he's made course corrections that I will give him credit for. Same thing with Brass Facts. When I had issue with him, made those changes, and I'm not taking credit for their success. I don't give a shit. I don't benefit from it. But they make those changes, they change their behavior, they act better, and they get better results. And it's over, and it's dead. And yeah, it's not fun to have someone call you on your shit. People call me on my shit all the time too. It is what it is. It doesn't feel great, but sometimes it gives you that necessary self-reflection to change and grow and become better. That's what's important. And we've stopped doing that as a community. We've stopped pushing each other to get better, and we just accept dog shit. But this community, quote unquote, only functions when it's time to talk shit about somebody. So when Garandthumb has personal business come up, and I'm not defending the guy. I'm not attacking him. I'm not defending him. He's a paid influencer. He's the same as any other influencer. Entertainment. He's put out some good stuff before, and I miss his old shit because he was a breath of fresh air. Same thing with administrative results. He was a breath of fresh air. And they all go on the same fucking path. All of them. They start getting money. They get bought out. It's like that Skynet track from Terminator Salvation that everybody hates. Get on the same course, end up at the same destination. But I promise you, unless it directly affects you as a person, like your spouse is intermixed with this, or your significant other or whatever, it doesn't fucking matter. And these people are imperfect people as well. They're going to make bad decisions. And don't meet your heroes, because there's shit that I've done or currently do that I'm sure someone who likes me would be like, oh man, why'd you do that? I sit there and reflect and say, oh man, why'd I do that? It's because I was young and dumb. That's why. And some people get money, power, access, and they abuse it. It is what it is. It happens. I see people, they get successful, they start making six figures, deep in the six figures, and they start behaving the same way. They've got 3 girlfriends, they go to sex parties, they do all this shit. It is what it is. All right? I'm not saying it has to happen. I'm not saying everybody that gets there does the same shit, but you can't pretend like that matters. And yeah, there's definitely some hypocrisy, and yeah, the industry is what it is at this point. It's the gun industry. The gun industry is a horrible, cancerous mess. And anytime someone brings it up, everybody white knights and dives in front of shit. No, that's not how it is. Okay, motherfucker. And then when it comes out that that's how it is, they just jump on the hate train. It's exhausting. All right, and then the training civilians thing, look, I don't care if civilians get training. I'm also an instructor. I'm not gonna I tried to understand the other guy that was in the video, and I watched it. Again, another waste of time. Not shitting on the guy. I think he trains drill instructors. I don't know what he does. He's an instructor in the military, but he's talking about sticking to your syllabus, all this other stuff. None of this shit matters, dude. Civilians can go get training. Even if one of your trainers says something wild, or I'm only going to teach this to something else, there's another option down the road. Go get whatever training you're looking for. Don't let other people influence you into not getting training. And for the military and law enforcement guys, yeah, you got to worry about who you're training sometimes. I've trained kids that I've had to put on the do not arms list. You know, it is what it is, right? And the difference between the training I do and the training a lot of these people do, and I'm not going to sit here and gloat or I'm a better trainer or any of this shit. Nothing I do matters in this situation, I'll tell you that. The only difference between me and a lot of these guys, though, I train these guys to take the watch. I train these guys to arm up and protect shit, and I see them every day after I've trained them. And everything they do, I'm responsible for. All the good, all the bad. If they look like ass on their post, I gotta answer for it. Oh, you trained them, chief. Yeah, and it's usually the other chiefs or the officers cussing me out over it. But even though it's not my section, I trained them. My mark is always on them, and I see them every day on the watches. When I leave, the people I've trained are going to continue to do the job I trained them to do. Most instructors don't have to do that. But I'm also not going to take that experience and apply it to this fucking situation. It's so stupid. You can't critique somebody teaching a handgun course if you're doing something unrelated. I can't sit here and complain about how some instructor is being selective in who they train when I don't have any skin in the game. It's so stupid. If they don't want to train people, fuck them. You know what? No one cares. Go somewhere else. Are you really going to invest that much time? It's the people who aren't going to get the training in the first place. And to harp back on one of Coke Man's points, this is all show and tell, and most people that train aren't really training. The quote unquote, oh, I'm gonna go to the range and train, and they just poke holes in targets. They're not shooting the standards, they're not doing drills, they're not pushing themselves out of their comfort zone, they're doing the thing they can dominate and creating a false sense of security. They don't go to classes and learn any new skills, any of this other stuff. They put on their gear, they look cool, they have flex offs, they joke at the range and fucking try to look cool, and then be the cool guy in their area, be the Garandthumb in their area, be the admin results in their area. They're not doing anything meaningful, and it hurts, and people are gonna get pissed about it, but that's the reality. Go to the range and look. Even the shit I do, it's, yeah, do I press it out of fucking the norms? Like, do I push my stuff a little further than other guys? Yeah, but there's other dudes that dunk on me all the time. Am I doing my CQC shit all the time? No. I do it when I'm training a class, or when I have an opportunity to go to a shoot house and use sims. That's it. There's no ranges that'll let me do that around here with live ammo, so I'm doing it with blue bolts. If I get to do that. So, and I understand as a civilian that sees this stuff and gets enamored by it and wants to do it. I understand, man. If you have your heart set on getting training from somebody and they say something stupid like that, go to somebody else. There's plenty of good reputable trainers out there. I don't agree with everybody, and I don't think everybody's awesome, but Jesus, go somewhere else. And the problem is, it's not that military or civilians are hard to train. Yeah, people that have a background are easier to train because you don't have to work as hard. They're already bought in, they already have gone through stuff. They're not afraid to shoot in the rain, they're not afraid to get down in the prone position. Yeah, they have that baseline already, so you could start them a little higher in the information space. But it really comes down to personality types. It's not about, oh, this guy is a civilian, he can't do this. No, I mean, if he's squared away, he works out, he's a knowledge sponge, eager to learn, takes criticism well, that's a good student. You see that in the military. There's plenty of people that are just hungry, want to learn it, want to get better. You give them a critique and they're like, thank you, or they come up to you after class and like, I'm not getting this, how can I do better? That's a good student. And you can have police, military, or civilians like that. And then on the flip side, that same group, those same subsets of people, you can have shitty versions. They don't take criticism well, they know everything, you know, all this stuff. So again, we're not a fucking community. We don't know this stuff because everybody worries about typecasting and all this other stuff. They don't look at personality types. They don't look at good behavior and bad behavior. They just look at, oh, he was military. And then they have their, well, either he's a bro vet or, oh my God, he knows everything. There's no getting to know the person. The other thing about our community is everybody has to be fucking special.
I don't go to school and I kill people. Whatever, I do what I want.
It's always like, well, this is my 13.7 recce. Well, it's not a recce, but it's your personal rifle. You can do it however you want. You can set it up however you want, love it, enjoy it. It's your rifle. Show off your 13.7. No, it's a recce. No, it's not. But that's our fucking, that's YouTube. That spawns into other shit. Like, well, I don't actually need to do that. I could just do this and it's fine. And you're like, well, you came here to learn that, so you do have to do it. No, I don't, because in my specific situation, because I'm special, I don't have to do that. Okay.
Yeah, sure. Whatever.
All this is a popularity contest. It's, do you like the person's voice, their presentation style, all this stuff. That's all it boils down to. It's nothing special. None of it is. There are good instructors out there. There are unique and special opportunities that you could take advantage of and all this other stuff, man. It's just, we've become this fractured, weak, sensitive, useless mess. And the things that are important, nobody cares about. And the shit that isn't important, everyone cares about.
On the other end, who's saying these things directly to you and they're saying them directly to you, that's a whole other level of harassment, really.
We've lost the Bob Rosses and the Mr. Rogers. It's just commercialized dog shit, and that's all it'll ever be. And, you know, shit talking back and forth. I've talked a mountain of shit, and I will continue to talk mountains of shit. But that's not all I do here. But that's all some people show up for. And it's exhausting. And you know, I'm getting sick and tired of it. I guess I'm getting older and I'm getting closer to retiring. And maybe, you know, being what I am now, I'm getting saltier, you know, and life keeps happening and I'm just getting saltier. Maybe that's what it is. And I just don't have the time or the patience for half this shit. Like, if it's a waste of time, I cut it off. I'm wasting y'all's time. I'm sure this video is well over 20 minutes by now. So where we fucked up is we allowed this to happen. We created this environment, we paid into it, we bought into it, we fucking consumed it. And if you do have a problem with it, you don't change your behavior. And it's become this cascade of dog shit. And everyone has it in their ability to change it and they choose not to. Every single day, they choose the same shit. And where we fucked up is we thought the dad advice was real. That's where we fucked up. So don't meet your heroes. Don't let people who don't matter affect your life. Eat right, get in the gym, save money, and nobody cares.
Who?
A lot of people.
So get locked in, get right. We've got a lot of fucking work to do. Thanks for watching. Take care out there.